Dexter Morgan. Dexter freaking Morgan. This was a finale. This is one of the best series on TV that I've seen in quite a while. Outstanding. One hell of a finale. I'm super late on my review. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right. Welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. All right. So I'm really late on this review. Life was lifing, but we're going to get to the point. Okay. So Dexter Resurrection, episode 10, the finale. So Dexter is still in this vault in Leon Prater's house. And remember, he threw that like tomahawk thing and it got Uma Thurman, aka Charlie, right on her little elbow there. So they've locked him in. Peter Dinklage, as we know, killed Batista at the end of the last episode. So they're sitting on the other side. Dexter is of course freaking out inside the vault because what is it? It's like 10-inch thick steel on the door. So he's fucked basically. So Charlie, aka Uma Thurman, is sitting there like, why would you do that? You just killed someone. Talking about Batista. And she's like, what are we supposed to do? And he's like, well, everything has 3 days. You can live 3 days without water. You can live 3 days without food. 3 days. You can actually live longer than that. You can live longer. You can 7 days without water, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so Peter Dinklage is like, whatever. Of course, because Leon Prater is crazy, he was enjoying that. So remember, he's got that huge NYPD policeman fireman gala downstairs. So he's like, well, I'm going to go do that. You stay up here. And that's that. So back in the vault, Dexter's freaking out because it's like, how do I get out of here? He's searching around, and behind him, clapping, sitting on the Bay Harbor Butcher's torture device, is the ghost of his dead brother, the actual Bay Harbor Butcher, Brian. I'm sorry, not that. The ice truck killer. So Brian's sitting there kind of laughing at him, and he's like, you were so busy talking to your imaginary dad when you could have been bonding with your real brother. But we all know that Brian was a hot mess and Dexter had to take care of him, and he reminds him of that. So he's basically taunting Dexter, like, how are you gonna get out of here? And he even jokes, he's like, you might as well just carve up some of Batista's remains and make sashimi. I mean, talking shit as a ghost, that's so interesting. So fascinating. Anyway, so Dexter is sitting in this vault and all of a sudden he hears Smash Mouth playing, right? He goes over to Batista's cell phone and it's Quinn from the Miami PD Metro. So Dexter answers the phone, doesn't say anything. Quinn immediately starts talking about when is he coming back, and he's laughing about how he's sick of working with Masuka's ass. So he hangs up the phone, and then he realizes he has cell phone like coverage in the vault. So of course he calls Harrison. So Harrison's over there performing cunnilingus on his annoying girlfriend. Real quick, this girl that plays the girlfriend, I don't know if this is her choice with the character, but is it me or is she very annoying and kind of has an attitude? My friend and I have a theory that I think this is crooked. My friend and I have a theory that she's going to serve a bigger purpose next season. I hope so, because otherwise your acting choices of just being a bitch make no sense. She's annoying. And we need to lose the bleached mullet look. I can't take it. Anyway, so she grabs the phone and she's like, who's Batista? And he's like, so they hit ignore. Dexter calls again. And she's like, that guy keeps calling back. They hit ignore. He calls again. She gives the phone to Harrison. He answers. It's Dexter. Dexter tells him, I'm in Leon Prater's house, stuck in the vault. I need you to come do me a solid. And there's the big NYPD fireman ball thing downstairs. So remember, Harrison's homeboy in the last episode who worked at the Empire Hotel as the valet guy told Harrison, you can make a lot of money tonight being a server. So he calls dude and is like, is this position still up for grabs? He's like, yeah. So Harrison is now going to Leon Prater's house to pose as the waitstaff. as much as he can because they all know what he looks like. And he's going to try to get his dad out this vault. What I love about this finale is there were no breaks at all. They literally got right to it and kept it moving. Fantastic finale. So anyway, Harrison. Harrison gets to Leon Prater's house to the gala, and he has his cell phone on FaceTime. He's talking to Dexter, but he puts it in his lapel as he's walking around the party because Dexter's trying to guide him of where he needs to go. So in the vault, Dexter discovers there's like a file cabinet of all of the serial killers that Prater has been tracking, along with their tokens, a bunch of incriminating ass information. So while he's in there, he's trying to search for the code for the vault. Now remember when he first went to Leon Prater's house, Leon Prater, when he was showing him the vault, there's an 8-digit code, and he said that you can only get it right. You can only get it wrong. Actually, you can't get it wrong. You get it wrong once, the alarm goes off, and it alerts the NYPD. So he's in there searching, trying to find this 8-digit code because he's got to get the hell out of the vault. I'm sorry, somebody called me. I thought my phone was on Do Not Disturb. Leave me the hell alone. I'm doing a review. Anyway, so he guides Harris. He's trying to guide Harrison through the party. Meanwhile, he's watching through this like FaceTime on his phone, and he's seeing everybody. He's telling him where to go. And he's telling him to go like through this one entrance to get the back way up to the penthouse, which is where the vault is. Of course, when he's walking through one of the doors, who does he stumble across? Charlie, Uma Thurman. And she's not happy. So at gunpoint, she guides Harrison somewhere else and basically tells him, like, you're an idiot. Your dad's crazy. And ain't no way I'm letting the Bay Harbor Butcher out of that vault. So Dexter's like, let me talk to her. So Harrison hands her the phone. She's FaceTiming, looking at Dexter. And he goes, so I'm looking at these files, and your boss there actually has been keeping a little surveillance on you. So we find out Leon Prater ain't shit. So he orchestrated what's her face, Mia Lady Vintage, getting killed in prison. Obviously, he sent Charlie to go find somebody to do it. So there's surveillance footage and photos of her at this pool hall soliciting the guy to kill homegirl. So Dexter's telling Charlie this. He's like, well, your boss has stuff on you too. He has files on everybody. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to give me the code to the vault. Otherwise, I'm going to airdrop all this shit to all them cops downstairs. And she's like, you're not doing that at all. If you think I'm going to let the Bay Harbor Butcher out of the vault, you're out of your mind. I could agree with her on that. So she leaves Harrison in there in this little room or whatever, and she goes back downstairs. So she goes downstairs, she leaves. So Harrison is still in the room. Dexter is telling him, he's like, I think he goes, the phone is about to lose charge. It's on like 3% or something. Of course it's on 3%. This whole scene was anxiety hell, by the way. Asshole clenched the entire time. So Harrison's like, switch to audio. And he goes, so I think I found the code to the vault. I need you to put it in. He finds the files of Leon Prater's parents' car crash where that serial killer dude killed his parents. So he thinks that the code to the vault is the case number. So as he's reading the code out to Harrison, who's about to put it into the door, he stops and he goes, wait a minute. So he goes back into these files again, and he ends up finding the core, because remember, Leon Prater would correspond with the dude that killed his parents. And turns out he figures out that the code for the vault is not the case number of his parents' file, but it's actually the inmate number of the dude that killed his parents. He ends up being right. So the door opens, they reunite, blah, blah, blah. He starts grabbing these files because we already know what's going to happen. We already know what's happening next season. Dexter is going to be on a hunting mission. He's going to start hunting all these people. I need him to start with dude from Modern Family. Anyway, so this scene was driving me crazy because they're in there being sentimental. He's grabbing all the shit, and I'm thinking, get the hell out of the vault, because if the door closes again, y'all are like extra screwed because there's no one else to call to come save you. So then Dexter gets everything. They're out of the vault, and then he realizes, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to get back downstairs because if y'all remember, they had to use their fingerprints to even get up in that bitch in the originally. And remember, he used the dark passenger dude's thumbprint. So then he runs back into the vault. He has to find the fake thumbprint to get the hell out of there. So he tells Harrison, you'll be fine. You go back down the service entrance and you can leave through there. And he's like, I don't want to do that. And he goes, you'll be, he goes, even what you said, no one pays attention to the staff. And he's like, but I'm worried about you. This was a cute not a cute moment, but it was a moment between father and son because Harrison, even though he did shoot his dad in the last season, he was happy to see him. I mean, they're pulling each other out of jams, so what's not to like, right? So Dexter is like, I just want you to be safe. You get down there, get the hell out of here. I'll be fine. Cool. He ends up finding a thumbprint. So we think we're out of the woods, right? Of course we're not out of the woods. This is Dexter Morgan. Nothing's out of the woods. So while Harrison sneaks back down to get out of there, he's like, avoiding people and stuff. He sees Charlie and Leon Prater over there talking in the corner. Uma Thurman is over there getting Peter Dinklage's ass all the way together. She's like, so here's what's going to happen. I'm quitting. You're going to continue to take care of my mother and cover her care. Because if you don't, we can do this scorched earth style. As she walks out, Peter Dinklage is looking, Leon Prater is looking pressed. Pressed like a panini, in the words of Tammy Roman. So he goes up on stage, hey, welcome back to the gala. I'm going to match whatever you guys donate. So he's up there being fake as hell. Uma Thurman leaves. Harrison is trying to dip through the crowd. He ends up walking into one of the servers, knocks her over, drops all her drinks. So of course that creates a whole thing. He quickly runs behind like this some sort of decoration so he can't be seen. But Leon Prater sees him and he looks shook on stage. So he brings up another commissioner dude to kind of continue what he's doing. This is crazy. So while that's happening, Dexter is still upstairs looking for this finger. He hadn't quite found it yet. He ends up finding it finally. But Harrison is slipping through because now he has to go out another way because he's been made. So Peter Dinklage goes through this other back way, ends up coming up to where the security guards are, and he tells the dude to turn off all the cameras. Turn off all the cameras. Security guy's like, are you sure, Mr. Prater? Of course I'm sure. I'm sure. And I believe he grabs a gun. It's either a gun or a knife. Whatever it was a weapon. It was a weapon. So Leon Prater absolutely grabs the gun because he sees Harrison trying to leave on them cameras. So anyway, Harrison is weaving his way out. He hears the outside. He's running out. He thinks he's almost home free. Nope. Somebody stops him behind him. It's a gun to his back. And who is it? It's Leon Prater. So meanwhile, Dexter's up in the vault. He finds the fingertip, gets on the elevator. He goes downstairs. He's in like the back in the parking area, kind of home free. Cell phone rings. Of course, he thinks it's Harrison. It's not Harrison. It's Leon Prater. And he's like, I need you to come back up because I have somebody here. Oi. So anyway, he gets back upstairs. Leon Prater has Harrison held hostage, has the gun to his head. They have this whole conversation about Leon Prater thanking him for basically for showing him his first kill and how this is going to be my first non-impulsive kill. And Dexter's doing the whole, just take me, don't kill him. It would be more satisfying. You would be the apex predator because you took out the Bay Harbor Butcher. But of course you can't leave witnesses. So Peter Dinklage ain't with it. He's trying to kill both of them. But Dexter says something to Harrison, which turns out to be code. He says to him, I wish that I could have protected you more, given you more protection. So then we flash back to like 2 episodes ago when all the stuff was really starting to go down. He hands when Harrison goes and stays with the girlfriend with the bad haircut, he hands him one of those needles with the stuff that he uses. So Harrison has that in his pocket, boom, whips it out, sticks Leon Prater with it before he can shoot him. Father and son take out Leon Prater. Yay. And when Leon Prater wakes up, where y'all think he wakes up at? Where you think he wakes up at? Covered in plastic and can't move. So Leon is on the table. This was a great scene. So Dexter, of course, has Leon Prater all plasticed up, tied up, as he normally does. And they're going back and forth. Leon Prater is begging him not to kill him. I'll offer you money. What does he say? Your grandchildren will be able to go to college off of the money I give you. No one would ever turn this amount of money down. Baby, you don't know Dexter very well, but you didn't really know him. You thought he was someone else. Yeah, you did. Um, but it was interesting because Dexter tells him, he goes, I'm not like you guys. And Leon Prater is like, well, is this because, it's not about the art of the kill? And he goes, no, I think it's about justice. Maybe it runs in the family. So Dexter does the old slice on the cheek, gets his little token of blood, and chop suey's that motherfucker, okay? Puts him in the separate bags, and he notices that Prater has a yacht. Of course he has a yacht. Of course he has a yacht. Um, so he grabs everything, trips the alarm, and all the cops from downstairs come running up. Now, before they come running up, so what's her face? Detective Colette, Olivia, homegirl, she reminds me so much of Sherlock Holmes, and she's always listening to Staying Alive. So, of course, they play it in the finale. They play it at the gala. So she's all dancing, having a great time, and that's when the alarms go off. So they all get into cop mode. They run upstairs to that vault, and that's when they discover Leon Prater's secret. That's when they see the John Wayne Gacy clown outfit, all the tokens, the New York Ripper. She's freaking out because dude has case files. Because Dexter didn't take all of them. So of course, and I really hope that she and her, even though her partner didn't do much, but I do want them to come back. I really do. Because the reality is somebody like Dexter, he's Captain Hook. He's always gonna have a crocodile with a ticking clock after his ass. There's only a matter of time. You're gonna get caught eventually. That is the laws of the universe. That is the balance. Um anyway, Dexter steals Leon Prater's yacht, which was big as hell. I don't know if you guys caught the name of the yacht. It was called the Getaway. A little symbolism there. My sister pointed out to me. I didn't notice that. So thank you, Avalon. But yeah, so the episode ends with him on the bow of the yacht, New York Harbor, gorgeous shot on this ridiculously huge yacht. My only thing with this, the plot hole, let's be real. Somebody as rich as Leon Prater would never have a big ass yacht sitting unmanned on a dock in New York. But anyway, for the sake of, artistry and telling a story, I'm gonna let it go. But let's keep it real. He would have had to slice and dice a few people just to ride off into the moonlight with that. But that's where the episode ends. This season was absolutely incredible. Well written, well acted, well shot, well edited. The music this season, it gave me everything that I wanted and even more. It gave me stuff I didn't even know that I needed. Thank you, Dexter Resurrection. Thank you. Great season. I cannot wait for season 2 because he gonna be hunting them people down. All them little serial killer, all them files he took, he's hunting some folks down, and I hope he starts with the Rapunzel killer. Um, I'm still pissed that they canceled Dexter Original Sin. Shame on them because I really feel like they probably didn't think. No, they probably knew that both shows would be successful, but who knew how effing great this was going to be? Dexter Resurrection surpassed my expectations. It's damn near better than the original show. I know that's blasphemous to say, but I mean, it was just as impactful as the original series. Anyway, Dexter Resurrection was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I'm sorry this review was so late, but that's life. Anyway, what's today? Wednesday? Happy hump day, you guys. Be nice to each other, stay hydrated, and I'm going to go return these videotapes.